Let's be honest about the fact that Marvel ventures both on film as well as TV shows have been nothing short of mid-storytelling that compels fans to watch the content because a loyal fan base is forced to stay up to date about how a particular phase pans out in the MCU. While Multiverse of Madness did promise and deliver some interesting concepts and set pieces, Thor Love and Thunder was a colossal disappointment, actually coming across as if Taika Waititi was on a school project handing over his own kids' creative license for additions to the world building. Irrespective, I'm sure I'm not the only one who was thoroughly excited for Wakanda Forever, as there is an emotional bond and depth that comes with this project. A loss that the characters of this world have to deal with both on a personal and professional level with the passing away of Chadwick Boseman, aka King T'Challa. The second installment of Black Panther focuses on the people of Wakanda dealing with the tragic loss of King T'Challa as a collective a year after the unfortunate incident, specifically Shuri still working on the heart-shaped herb that could have saved his life, among curtailing several threats that might affect Wakanda. With the case of most populations having an interest in Wakanda's vibranium, the population has to face and combat an army that resides in the ocean called Talokan, which is as technologically advanced as Wakanda, led by a force to be reckoned with in the form of Namor, the main antagonist of the film. How the chase for vibranium by the member states and the CIA leads to the case of a confusion between who is responsible for the constant threats to their world, and how this conflict between Wakanda and Namor's country gets resolved forms the basic storyline of Wakanda Forever. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Wakanda Forever in theaters or not. The underwhelming aspects. Unpopular opinions. This is definitely going to ruffle some feathers, so I'm going to attempt to tread the waters carefully. I understand the dramatic tone that one needs to channelize when dealing with the threats that are coming Wakanda's way, and the fear that gets instilled in the Queen's subconscious of possibly losing her only child that is left. But Angela Bassett's performance for me was a hit and a miss in this film. There is almost an attempt to enunciate in odd moments in her speech which leans towards performative theatre rather than letting moments sink and sit with you. A capable actor, no doubt, but I had to really make a conscious effort myself in understanding the emotional roller coaster she must be going through, something which was otherwise effortlessly portrayed by other characters. The creators also introduced Riri's character, who other than being the comedic relief, also engages in combat and warfare as if she is well versed with dealing with the enemy. She almost gave me flashbacks to when Uri convinced us that a kid specializing in drone technology actually assisted us in winning the war. Riri is almost as well versed in battle as Tony Stark, and this was a tough pill to swallow for me in an otherwise engaging battle in the climax. The good. Straying away from Marvel tropes. One of the most nauseating experiences to sit through most of the Marvel movies is the forced need to integrate a certain number of jokes per minute. There is almost this incessant need and paranoia as if the creators can't stay with emotional and dramatic moments, the fear being that the audience is getting bored. This trope has been nothing but detrimental to the quality of films as the characters never let the dramatic moments sink in, and refreshingly Black Panther strays away from this said format. Yes, of course, when Shuri and Okoye do tread the waters of exploring the scientist responsible for the machine that aids the detection of vibranium has its laughs, it isn't as much of a hit and a miss like the Multiverse of Madness with America Chavez's character, or cringeworthy like Thor Love and Thunder in its entirety. Riri acting like the fish out of the sea, confused mostly of the turn of events in her life, account for genuinely funny sequences, especially when the world of Talokan is explored. The film is definitely one of the most emotionally deep and imaginative Marvel films of the year, and even though it's been a terrible year at the movies for Marvel, this statement still stays true. Background score and cinematography. Ludwig Göransson has provided the score and the music for this film, and I have to say that I got genuine goosebumps the way the army of Talokan is introduced in this film. There is this eerie call with which they are introduced in the movie, and it also transitions beautifully to an exhilarating number as the battle ensues. The score is definitely one of the highlights of the film. From the procession at the funeral as the city of Wakanda congregates with joy to the ultimate battle in the ship, you're bound to search for the score after this movie. The cinematography of this film also accounts for a visual spectacle on IMAX, especially when the city of Talokan is being explored. If you have the privilege of watching this on IMAX, then I would definitely say don't miss out on that opportunity, as it is a visual treat. Genuine attempt at an antagonist build-up. One of the biggest demerits of the superhero films I've seen this year is the lack of effort that exists in exploring the motivations and personalities of the antagonist. Most of these characters are left for the ultimate battle in the end or are revisited so sporadically that the audience cannot connect with their ultimate goal. The brilliance of Wakanda Forever is that Namor acts as an essential component to the screenplay of the film, allowing the audience to have a genuine understanding of his world, origin, and motivations. And this enhances not only the movie experience, but makes the film a cut above the rest we've seen this year from the MCU. The cast and core. I thoroughly enjoyed the performances of this film. Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, an undercover agent for Wakanda, is a great addition to the film, especially on how she assists her own in covert operations. I wished for more M'Baku in this film, as he is really a perfect blend of strength and wit when needed, and even integrates organic and hilarious moments for the film without having forced zingers. It is, however, Lilita Wright as Shuri who is the core of the film, dealing with the loss of her brother by consuming herself with work, not knowing she needs time to process the same. Her understanding of what her own people seek for versus what is her purpose account for a beautiful arc of a character that shapes up exceptionally well in the climax. There is this great addition in letting the emotional moments sink in with this film, where there is an absence of a score and sheer silence as one goes down memory lane with King T'Challa and what he means to Wakanda and Shuri. The fact that there was pin drop silence in the theatre during these moments really made me feel that Wakanda Forever was a fitting tribute to not only Chadwick Boseman, but an imaginative and engaging outing at the movies, in an otherwise underwhelming year for Marvel. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Wakanda Forever. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.